your local sports show that covers all the local sports and a little bit more. With your hosts, Russ Oker and Chad Lee Kessner. And now, here's the pitch.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to The Pitch Sports Show on KCOG Centerville. And I'm Russ Oker, and the Hall of Famer Chad Lee Kessner will be joining us shortly. I'm joined right now, as always, by Josh Bryce, representing your local Hy-Vee store and just an all-out sports guru. The only guru? Well, I think so. And the only thing, really the only fault is that you're a Cardinals fan, but we've overcome that over the years. And I mean, what are you going to do? You live in
that is my worst downfall. I feel like I'm going to be an all right human being. Man.
It was interesting today. John Huffman, John, obviously, he's a Cardinal fan. I did not realize this. Two things: both his sons are Cubs fans. So I'm like, well, how does that happen? How does a Cardinal? I mean, you imagine if you have children someday, what it would do to you if they were Cubs fans. Well, he claims that he used to be a Cubs fan many years ago and then converted over to the Cardinals. So I wonder I guess I can see more how that would happen versus go the other way.
Jump ship with Harry Carey, maybe?
Well, Harry went to the Cardinals for the Cubs. Maybe he didn't like Harry yet. So
yeah,
I got a feeling that he probably, after a number of years of losing, decided, you know what, I can understand that. Let's go over and try the Cardinals. See, if you can't beat them, join them.
Plus, yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
I get it.
If you can't beat them,
join them. One thing you'll have to give the Cubs is they are probably some of the most loyal fans in sports, for sure.
Well, I think it's been one of the worst things for them is that if they'd been a little less loyal, they might have forced the organization to get better. But boy, I'll tell you what, they are solid this year, and they're 4 back of the Pirates right now in the wild card, but they got Arrieta going tonight, which you just assume is going to be a win for the Cubs. And if they can take that tomorrow from my Buccos, all of a sudden it's 2, and here we go. Your Cardinals finally showed a human side, but they got back on track last night.
Well, I hope they're back on track. I mean, they had a rough stretch. Felt like it was a month long. I mean, I know it was only 2 weeks, but they definitely made that NL Central race a lot more interesting than it needed to be.
If the Pirates could take a couple here from the Cubs and the Cardinals lose one more, then we got a real Donnybrook coming down the home stretch. But we shall see what happens there. Well, we've got a big show for you tonight. Lots to talk about. A couple of charity golf events we want to talk to you about. And, boy, this Redhead volleyball team just continues to roll. Another big win, a sweep over Albia last night. Coach Hill, I'm sure, will be in good spirits when he gets here. Later on tonight, we'll be visiting with him. Also, we're going to be visiting with Denny Whitlow. They're off a huge win over Wayne. They knew that was their first real test of the year, and now they've certainly made a statement that they're a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely. Moravia football kind of had a down year last year, and then they've kind of come back with a vengeance. They've got a good young core that's been together for a while, and Denny has kind of got them on the winning track again. So it's good to see Moravia football back up where it used to be.
They're off to 3-0, and they got a long road trip next Friday night over to Lamoni. We'll talk to Coach Whitlow about that. Coach Chuck Evans will be on a Big Red team that, there's just no way to spin it. It was disappointing last Friday night. I think after the way we played against Knoxville, everybody was so excited. And then, we'll find out from Coach what he thinks happened, but it just didn't look like the same football.
No, they came out a little bit flat, and it got up on them quick and then got out of hand in a hurry. And I don't know if it had to do with a lot of the hurry up and wait and kind of some of the pageantry that we had down at the game. I know sometimes when you throw off a routine, things can get a little bit out of whack, but our Big Red football team last Friday, like you said, they didn't look like they did against Knoxville. And so hopefully we can regroup as we're heading to Clark this weekend, and hopefully we can regroup and go up there and play a good football game.
Oh, the Clark, no freshman game, so just the one varsity game at 7:30, and this is a team in Clark that's had their struggles. So you feel like this is a must-win if the Big Reds want to have any kind of a season at all. We did have some pluses. The other night at times we looked pretty good, but it just looked like a complete opposite of that Knoxville game. So we hope we can get things turned back around for this Friday night. We'll visit with Coach Chuck Evans about all of that. And Steve Kletke joins us tonight to talk about the couple of things, the Indian Hills Golf Tournament, the baseball team's golf tournament that's coming up, and we'll visit with him about him. He's our new assistant coach, the lead assistant out there at Indian Hills, and he comes to us from the great nation of Canada. So we will visit with him about his background and welcome him to Centerville and see how things have been going for the Falcons so far this fall. He's supposed to be out about 6:30 tonight. And Colleen Boyle, she made her radio debut last week, And now we're bringing her back on and putting her in the box. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, Josh, I've spent a week thinking of really tough questions for her. We're really going to put her to the test.
Well, that's good. I know when you really put your mind to it, you really put the screw to the interviewee. So I'm looking forward to watching her sweat, I guess, over here.
Yeah, we'll see how she does tonight in our In the Box segment. We want to thank all of our fine sponsors who make the show possible each and every week. Arcade Auto Body, Northside Insurance, Chico Construction, Henley Dental, Cook Insurance, Flower Teak, Thomas Funeral Home, the Daily Iowegian, Jim Ireland Menswear, J&L Flooring, Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop, The Preserve on Rathbun Lake, Power Insurance with our Hall of Fame Challenge, and our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee. We will grab a break. We'll come back and see what Josh has to entice us to get out here to Hy-Vee. Lots of great deals for you. Josh will tell us about all of those when we come back on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You're listening to KCOG Centerville, the Pitch Sports Show. Russ Oker, Chad Lee Kestner, the Hall of Famer, strolling in. And Josh Bryce, it's got a flyer there with some deals in it. What do we got going on out here?
You've had a lot of great stuff going on this week. We have Hy-Vee boneless, skinless chicken breasts from our meat department for just $1.98 a pound. Midwest Country Fair granulated sugar 4-pound bag for just $1.58. Hy-Vee purified drinking water 4 cases for $10. We also have select variety General Mills cereals 4 for $10. And Kraft macaroni and cheese 4 boxes for $3. Starting this week, every time you swipe your Fuel Saver Plus perks, you are entered in for a chance to win a brand new red 2015 Chevrolet Camaro. So make sure you're swiping your Fuel Saver Plus perks card, because that is going to be the sweepstakes giveaway coming up for this next month.
And so somebody in the Hy-Vee world, that's not just somebody in Centerville.
Right, just somebody in Hy-Vee land, yep.
We'll win it.
In our territory.
Definitely giving it away.
They're, I think next week, if I'm not mistaken, the last time was a Disney vacation. I think next week they're going to announce the winner of that. It was an all expense paid for Disney family vacation to Disney World. And so, yeah, our next one is a 2015 red Camaro.
You guys are not messing around.
No, they're kind of getting after it a little bit here, yeah. I'm almost sorry that I can't win it. I mean, I would love for somebody to come driving up with one of those.
I think I would look good in it.
Yeah,
I feel like I would.
I don't think you'd be bad in it. I mean,
how would you look in that? Pretty good?
If I can talk here, yeah. I don't know. Thanks for leaving it.
Red's not really my color. Now it's black. It's black. Maybe I could trade it in.
There you go. I mean,
I don't want it red. Probably lose half the value when I trade it in. No, I would take it in a heartbeat. They're sharp cars. I hear they run a little bit too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. All right, and that is on the Fuel Saver Perks Plus program.
Yes. Yeah. So every time you swipe, every time your Plus Perks card is scanned, you are entered for a chance to win that car. So the more times you come in and shop and scan your car, the better your chances are.
Can I just get you to scan it for me?
No, but that be no. I don't. That's probably against the rules.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't have a Perks Plus card yet. It sounds like I need to do that.
You probably should still got
yeah,
yeah.
I need to do that.
Yeah.
I haven't upgraded you.
I got one. Yeah. We can upgrade you pretty quick.
I need to do that. Do I have to have my card on hand to upgrade?
No, but I can. I mean, you'll need it to upgrade it online, but I can send you one so we get you taken care of tonight.
Well, I've got a card in my vehicle, but I'd like to have that card. All right, we will grab a break. When we come back, we will have our In the Box segment brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. Colleen Boyle is a senior at Centerville High School, and she joins us next on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
We're talking local sports and a little bit more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch, and I want to remind everybody that we are broadcasting worldwide a couple of ways. Number one, KCOG is worldwide all the time now at KCOGradio.com. That's KCOGradio.com. Or you can pick up The Pitch as well at thepitchsportshow.com. Thepitchsportshow.com. Our In the Box segment is brought to you by Northside Insurance in Centerville. Call Amy Goddard and the crew at 856-3333. That's 856-3333. We're joined tonight by Centerville High School senior Colleen Boyle. Colleen, thanks for stopping out. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm Colleen Boyle, and I'm a senior. Dan and Rose Boyle are my parents, and my sister is Brianna Boyle.
Okay. Now, you've been here a while in Centerville.
Yeah.
But you weren't born here, right?
No.
So give me your background. Where did you come to us?
I was born in Maryland, and I lived in Arizona, California, and then Iowa.
So you go to Arizona and California.
Yeah.
And then they bring you to Iowa and say, okay, here it is. Here's paradise. Here's where we're going to stay. It's too hot out in Arizona, California. Because you've been here now quite a while yourself. And how old were you when you guys moved to Centerville?
I think I was in second grade.
So this school district-wise and this group of friends is pretty well who you've grown up with.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk a little bit about your sister first. She graduated just a few years ago?
Yeah, in 2013.
Okay. So tell me about her. Where's she at? What's she doing?
She's at Missouri State, and she's studying pre-physical therapy, and then she's going to go to graduate school for a physical therapist.
Okay, so she's down in Springfield.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, do you get down there much at all? Do you go see her, or do you just wait?
We go sometimes.
Okay. Now, were you two pretty close? Did you fight a lot, or just...
I mean, we were really close, but we had our fights.
Was it usually her fault or your fault, or...
Probably mine.
You're the little sister, right? So
Yeah, the instigator.
Yeah. Now that you're a grown person yourself, almost ready to be out of high school, do you sense that do you not fight as much anymore?
Yeah, we don't fight as much.
Okay. All right. So you're a fairly active girl. Tell me what all you're involved with.
I'm in cheerleading. I'm part of the new CHS Cadets drill team, and I play softball.
Okay. Let's start with cheerleading, because it's a pretty good crew you gals have there. Tell me a little bit about that. You're going to be competing this year, competitive cheerleading, right?
Yeah, we're going to go to the state competition. It should be really fun. I'm excited.
Okay. Tell me about that. Do you know where that's at and when it is?
I think it's in Des Moines at Wells Fargo, and I don't know when it is.
Okay. Whenever they tell you to go,
Whenever they tell me, I'll be there.
So then, when you go to cheerleading practice, do you spend a certain amount of time getting ready for competition and a certain amount of time just going through the cheers for the games each week?
Right now we're just getting ready for Pep Chapel, so we spend our whole practice doing that, and then we're going to condense that routine for state, so that'll be good.
Tell me about being a senior. Is it a little bit different? Do you feel a sense of leadership role, or?
Yeah, I like to be the leader, so I love it.
Okay. And it'll be over before you know it, so tell me what the future holds then for Colleen Boyle.
Well, I know I want to be a biomedical engineer, so I'm either going to go to the University of Iowa, because I've already been accepted there, or possibly the University of Arkansas.
Okay. What do you think it'll come down to? Have you visited both?
Yeah, I've already been to both. Price, I guess.
Okay.
And a good ACT score.
All right. And you've taken those, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go to the cadets then. This is a new thing, bringing it back from the early 80s. And it just seems like you girls have really created a buzz with this, and that I'm hearing that some of the cadets of yesteryear are excited about it and all of that stuff. So tell me what you can about this, the new cadets.
Well, there's 30 girls already involved, and a lot of the previous alumni cadets have talked to us. We might possibly debut Pep Chapel. We might not. We're still trying to raise money for the fancy uniforms we're going to surprise everybody with. So it should be fun.
All right. And softball. Now, I know you've worked hard at softball for a lot of years, so tell me about that. How old were you when you started? You're a pitcher.
Yeah.
Right? How old were you when you started pitching?
I think 7.
Okay.
I don't know. Sounds about right.
Okay. And you've put some time in on that, so tell me a little bit about your softball background.
Well, Lee Spurgeon is my pitching coach, and we normally start in January. Then the season starts in about May. We have all summer playing games. I put in a lot of time and try to do good.
Okay. And when you're not pitching, then you usually play second base?
Second base, yeah.
Okay. Did you have any desire ever to play beyond high school, or are you just going to focus on the biomed?
Originally, I wanted to, but I think with engineering it'd be really difficult, so I'm probably not going to.
Okay. Other than the sports stuff, what do you find yourself interested in?
Well, I'm in calculus now, so I have to study for that all the time.
Oh,
so that's basically my time right now.
I guess. So, who's the calculus teacher nowadays?
I'm Diane Mason.
Okay. I've heard that that's pretty tough, calculus. Is it?
It's a big change from high school. I have homework every night, and I actually have to study, so.
Aha. Did you have calculus?
Not like these guys did. You go out to the college, right? Take it? Yeah, so we had geometry and all that easy
I
stuff.
had geometry. I didn't do very well at that. I mean, I passed it, but that's about it.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got through there, but it wasn't very easy. I didn't know calculus.
That's some serious stuff. No, you stay away from that.
I'm not even sure I could spell it, let alone cipher it out. So, okay, so if you're thinking about the University of Iowa, are you a Hawk fan then by nature, or like when the
No.
Hawkeyes play the Cyclones?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Okay. Are you a fan of anybody college-wise? Do you have a favorite team out there or anything?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So homecoming is coming up.
Yes.
This is your big senior year homecoming. So do you have yourself a date?
Yeah, Taylor McGran.
Okay. And are you all ready to go? Have you done the whole dress shopping thing?
Yep, I have my dress, I have my shoes, I'm ready to go.
So tell me about that then. How does that work? Did you go online? Did you and your mother go make a day of it?
Oh, we made many days of it. I was really picky this year, so we went to a lot of places.
Well, it is your senior year. You got to
Exactly.
get just the right thing, right? So then you get the dress, and then do you contact Taylor and say, here's the colors? And
Yep, I tell them what to wear. I'll pick it out.
oh, there you go. Outstanding. All right. Colleen Boyle is a senior at Centerville High School, and she's a very, very busy girl with cheerleading and the cadets and then softball. And she's going to either Iowa or Arkansas. So we'll look either going to be a Hawkeye or a Razorback. So we'll see what becomes of that. Okay, I want to ask you a few questions about your class to get to know this senior group. Who in your class, if I said, who's the comedian who comes to mind?
Stephen Cochran.
We get that a lot. Yeah, I think that's like a unanimous. I think so. In that class, yeah. So do you think that, like, when you come back for your 10-year reunion, everybody will be wondering what's old Stevie up to?
Oh, probably.
He'll be at the top of every story told, right? Who's the most serious person in the class? Who's always all business?
Me.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right. And let's see. You got your comedians, you got your serious person. Is there a worrywart in the class? Is there somebody that's always worried about everything and worried about people and worried about stuff getting done? And
Taylor Hendricks, probably. She likes to worry, but she likes to have everything done.
she seems like an organized person.
Yep.
All right, it is time now for your 5 fast questions, okay? This is where you can get yourself in trouble because I got a couple of tough ones working here.
All right.
All right. This is a tough one. Favorite color?
Green and purple.
Okay. Give me a celebrity dream date.
Seduce Channing Tatum somewhere.
He comes up a lot.
Yeah, he does.
He comes up on and then Megan Fox comes up on the other side. Seems like they must be famous people.
I guess so. I don't know who they are.
What do you think is your best trait?
I'm a good listener.
Okay, good. And pet peeve, what really ticks off Colleen Boyle?
I don't like when people breathe loudly.
All right, okay. And just hold my breath. Watch it. I don't want to get smacked or something. All right, and finally, easier parent to deal with if you really want to get your way on something. Are you going to mom or are you going to dad?
Definitely mom.
All right, there you go. Well, Colleen Boyle, thanks so much for stopping out. Good luck on the cheerleading and the cadets and softball. And, I think if Chad and I have a vote, we're good Hawkeyes. So, yeah, we vote Hawkeyes. Yeah, staying in state.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, yeah. You should always base your college decisions on what Chad and I think.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Colleen.
Thank you.
This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. For coming out tonight, Colleen gets a free 6-inch sub from Subway in Centerville. Subway Eat Fresh. We're back right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appanese County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, presented by your local Hy-Vee store. And I told you earlier we had some golf tournaments to talk about. And one of them is the Indian Hills 8th Annual Fall Golf Classic. It's a fundraiser for our baseball team. And we're joined now by Steve Kletke, the new head assistant out here at Indian Hills Community College. So we're going to talk about the golf, and then we'll get to know Steve and his family a little bit. Let's start with the golf tournament. And it's coming up on Sunday, September 27th. So I know there's a few things people can play. You want to get a lot of people playing, but then also they can sponsor and things like that. So for starters, give me the rundown on the format of the tournament.
Well, we're doing a 4-person scramble, so everybody will take a shot from off the tee, and you'll play the best ball. Each person will play the best ball from that location. And right now we're looking for entry fees and sponsorship. Ultimately, it is a fundraiser for us, but we want to use this as an event to get out and meet some of the people in the community. Myself, I'm new. Our other assistant, Ryan Lauer, he's new to the community as well. So not only do we want to use it as a fundraiser, but we ultimately want to meet the community. That's one of the great things about Indian Hills is the support the baseball team has in Centerville, and that's one of the things that I'm really excited about being here.
And so give me the rundown on the cost of the tournament. Let's start if somebody just wants to get a team in, anybody that's listening wants to come play some golf and help out the Indian Hills Falcons. What's it cost to get a team in?
Well, registration for a 4-man team, 4 men or 4 women, or mix and match any way that you want, it'll be $200 a team or $50 per person. I know my parents are coming down, and they're going to be looking for 2 more for a team because I decided I didn't want to play with them.
Okay. All right.
So, that might tell them a little bit about their game, but they are great. They are great people. You'll have fun with them. But with my competitive nature, I just couldn't handle watching them hack it around for 18 holes. But along with the registration, we do have an opportunity for hole sponsorship, which, any business in the community, you can sponsor a hole. We'll put up all your signage and any kind of promotional stuff that you want up at that hole. And that will be $300, and included in that fee will be a registration for a team. So like I said, we are using it as a fundraiser, but ultimately we want you guys out. We want to meet the community. We want you to meet us.
Okay. And it looks like it starts at noon on Sunday the 27th, and outside of the golf, there's some other things you're offering.
Yeah, there is a meal involved. We do have some door prizes. There'll be some Indian Hills prizes, and we've already had great support the last couple of days going around the community from some of the local businesses that have been offering some prizes for us.
Okay. And it's at the Manhattan Golf Course, and hopefully we can get a big crowd out there. If people have any questions or if they want to go ahead and commit to anything, who do they contact?
They can contact myself or Cam Walker or Mike Carney over at the golf course.
Okay. Well, let's get out and play some golf. It's the Sunday after Pancake Day. Everybody should be ready for a relaxing day. Get out and support the Indian Hills Falcons and play some golf at the 8th Annual Fall Golf Classic. And again, it's $200 for a team or $50 per golfer. I know you got long drive awards, closest spin awards, longest putt, so it's just going to be a real fun day out there at the Manhattan. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will shift gears and visit with Steve about this baseball team and get to know him and his lovely wife, who's here with us as well tonight. So we'll meet the Kletkes when we come back on Hy-Vee's The Pitch.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on High Views to Pitch. Russ Soker, along with me, the Hall of Famer Chadley Kessner, and we've been talking about the Indian Hills Golf Tournament. It's the 8th annual Fall Golf Classic, and it's Sunday, September 27th, and it tees off at noon out at the Manhattan. Registration's at 11 a.m. Shotgun start at noon, and it is a 4-person scramble. There will be dinner, door prizes, and awards presented to the top 3 flights. It should be a whole lot of fun. So get a hold of Coach Cam Walker, Steve Pletke, Mike Carney, or you can just call, I'm sure if you just call out to Indian Hills Community College, somebody will get you where you need to be on that. So we hope you get a good crowd out there for that. If you want to play, or if you just want to be a sponsor, or if you want to do both, they've got something for everybody. Well, Steve Pletke is here to tell us about the tournament. He's also a new assistant, new to our community, and he and his wife, DJ, are here tonight. And so, Steve, let's start by having you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you what route brought you to Centerville, Iowa?
Well, previously this past season I was at New Mexico Military Institute in Roswell. And I was offered a position out there, and we went out. And it was a different situation being at a military school. Ultimately when you're trying to work with college athletes, but as well as having a military aspect to the school, it really makes things difficult. For me, it was a great experience, but to see the kids that have to balance all those different things, really gives me, a sense of accomplishment for those kids that if they, the kids that go through the military academies, to see what they have to do on a day-to-day basis, it really shows the character of those kids. It's a great place to be, a great school. But for me, being a baseball coach, I wanted, somewhere place where I could focus a little bit more on baseball and the academics instead of having to deal with, the military side of things. Previous to that, we were in Louisiana, Ruston, Louisiana, where I did private lessons and youth travel ball. And there's a lot of business in that area. But I'm sure, as everybody knows, that sometimes dealing with kids can be a little difficult. Prior to that, I was a assistant coach at Grambling State, a small Division I school in Grambling, Louisiana.
And that's where, so tell me about your playing history. You played a little bit of baseball in your day.
Well, my playing history, I hate to say this, but I did start out at the enemy, Iowa Western.
Oh!
played one season there, left, went to Colby Community College for my sophomore year, and after that I was offered a scholarship at Grambling State. Went down, finished my 2 years of eligibility, and actually ended up my senior year winning a conference championship and a regional berth in the NCAA tournament.
Outstanding. And so what position were you?
Well, all the way through high school, I was a catcher. I was part of the Canadian junior national team. And going into my senior year, I blew out my ACL. And after rehab, I was just never able to get back behind the plate. So I moved to third and first base.
All right, and you mentioned the Canadian national team, and that means that you must be from Canada.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Altona, Manitoba, which actually ends up being probably only about 2.5 hours where Coach Walker grew up. Of course, it was a few years after Cam would have been through there.
Just a couple, right?
Just a few. You know, I won't say how many, but just a few years after him.
Okay, so you say you actually played for a season at Iowa Western. Did you play for Raritan?
I was there in 2006, 2007, which I guess would have been the start of this run that they've went on. I think it's 7 or 8 years that they've gone to the World Series in a row almost now.
Yeah, we haven't been since 2004. I think there was 1 year in there where somebody from Illinois got them, but for the most part, since 2004, they've made the run. So what, you played there, you're now here for a short amount of time. In your mind, what has to happen for Indian Hills to get this thing turned back around and get back to the dominance that we had in the 90s and the early 2000s?
You know, and from what I've heard, I think most years the talent's been there. You know, the talent level hasn't been off. It's just a matter of getting the kids, and I think we have a real good group this year. It's just getting those kids that want to do the extra work, that want to go the extra mile, and that just refuse to lose. You know, I honestly think that's one of the great things that Reardon does over there is he gets those kids to compete. You know, I think talent's been pretty equal from what I've heard over the past couple of years. It's just that those kids over there have a sense of that they're going to do whatever it takes to finish on top. We've been working hard this year. We've changed things up a little bit, doing a lot more competition based. And you know, the guys have responded real well. We are young, but we have a good core group of sophomores that have been doing a good job of leading some of the guys and taking them under their wing and, you know, showing them that, you know, college baseball is not just showing up and playing. You know, now it's, for some of these guys that are on scholarship, it's almost like a job. If you want to be at that elite level, you have to approach it with a professional attitude.
So tell me, I guess, a little bit more about where you guys are at this fall. Are you you're playing some games, some scrimmage games? I know at some point you'll have the Inter-Squad World Series. That's towards the end of the fall season. Give us a feel for what's been going on out at Pat Doherty Field.
Well, we started, I think, a week and a half ago. We had William Penn down here, and you know, the great thing about having two fields is when you have somebody willing to come in and play, and they have a large roster as well. We actually ran 14 innings on both fields last Sunday, I think. So you know, it was great for our guys. Not a lot of sitting around. We had basically everybody playing for 14 innings. You know, so when you have the ability to do that, it really makes things move a lot quicker. The rest of the fall, we have games scattered around both at Pat Doherty Field and some of the local colleges around the area.
Talk to me about your philosophy. It's my understanding that you will likely be the guy coaching third base and calling the game from there on stealing, punting, hitting, running, all that sort of stuff. How would you characterize yourself? Are you an aggressive guy, or are you a guy that likes to get it done with the bat, or keep the pressure on the bases? How would you characterize yourself?
Well, personally, you know, I'm a fan of living and dying by the 3-run home run. But with the group, you know, Toronto Blue Jays style baseball, I like guys that can hit the long ball. But that's probably not going to be the style that you'll see with us this year. We are extremely athletic, and we have a handful of guys that can flat out fly. So if you come see us, you're going to see 9 guys that are going to run the bases incredibly hard, be incredibly aggressive and push the extra base.
And to be able to do what you do, coach baseball, it's a commitment. You're going to be away from home quite a bit. You've obviously already been moved around the country a time or two, and you have with you your wife here tonight. And I know that that's a commitment for her as well. I'll let you introduce your wife and how does she put up with you moving around and being a baseball guy? She must be kind of a sports junkie herself, I would think.
Well, that's the funny thing. We've started to look for houses in the Centerville area, and we were talking to my parents, and, they pointed out that, in our 2 years of marriage, we've already lived in more houses than my parents did in their whole life, and they've been married, I think, 35 years now. It's definitely a tough situation for a wife, but, I'm lucky to have somebody like DJ that's willing to put up with packing up and moving at the drop of a dime to find the next job. And she's been real lucky. The last year I actually took a volunteer position, and we left 2 full-time jobs in Louisiana and packed up for absolutely zero money guaranteed. I don't know how many wives would let their husband do that and follow faithfully. And
was in the middle of the way.
So I'm incredibly lucky to have somebody that's that supportive. And if you guys come out to the games, she'll be there. She's done more than her fair share of things to help the program out, which she's not obligated to do. But I'm lucky to have somebody that's willing to try to take that program to the next level.
Well, DJ, we'll ask you then a little bit about yourself. I know you're a well-educated young lady, and so here you are in Centerville, Iowa, and are you a sports junkie as well, or just baseball, or you just love this guy so much it doesn't matter what he does?
I'll just start off by saying, excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. I'm getting over a cold, but I'm not a huge sports junkie. I'm really not. I grew up watching golf. My grandpa loved golf. I have a big football family. But it's never been really one sport. What I like to do is once they pick what they're gonna watch, I just pick my person or team, and then I just stick to my guns and root for them the whole way. But he gets on me really bad about baseball. Like I've learned a lot more rules and things. I played slow pitch and fast pitch growing up, so I knew all the basics, all the good stuff, and now I'm having to fine tune it and get all the small things. So we're working on that.
Now, don't let her fool you. She was a Division I triple jumper. So she's over here saying that she's not that athletic.
You have to be pretty athletic to do that,
yes,
right?
You do. I don't even completely understand what the triple jump is, but I know that she was a Division I triple jumper. And, I probably can't say this, but that's probably part of the reason that we did get married. If we ever do have kids, I was a corner guy, power guy, so I had to find a wife that had a little bit of speed. So hopefully if we ever have a son, it will kind of balance out.
Oh, man. All right, so you guys met at Grambling State, right? So give me your work background, I guess what's your degree in and what you'll be looking for. Obviously, I know you're out there looking to find a job here in southern Iowa.
Yes, I actually went to school and got my bachelor's in digital art and a minor in marketing. I haven't had very many jobs actually in the digital art field. I had one at New Mexico Military Institute. I was an admin, and I did the graphic design for the marketing department. And then we accepted the job here, so I waited out a month so that he could kind of start getting paid, and then I decided to go ahead and pack up and come right behind him. And so I've done that, done a lot of administrative work, a little bit of HR and staffing. So we're kind of looking to stay in that kind of area, business kind of side of things.
All right. Well, guys, thanks so much for stopping out tonight. It's good to get to know you, and hopefully people will come out and play some golf with us. Do you golf, DJ?
I like to hit at the driving range. I haven't made it onto the course yet, but we're working on it.
Is there any chance that you'll play with Steve's parents in the golf tournament?
I would definitely play with his parents because I'm probably worse than the two of them put together. So I would probably be welcomed on that team. But we'll probably just kind of hang out and maybe have a beer or two, and he'll play competitively. We'll have fun.
So you're not allowed on his team either. So.
That depends on what we're playing if I get to be on it.
But again, she's underselling herself a little bit because we have been going to the driving range, and she can hit it 75 to 115 yards straight. So I think she's almost to the point where she's ready to get on the court.
Straight is always a good thing. That's for sure. All right. Big thanks to Steve and DJ Klepke for stopping out. And don't forget to sign up for this Indian Hills Golf Tournament. And, of course, you're always invited to stop out to Pat Doherty Field and check out the Falcons as they are in the midst of their fall season. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk football with Coach Denny Whitlow. His Mohawks are 3-0. We'll visit with Coach right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville, and another golf tournament, Chad, that we want to talk about is actually coming up this Sunday. And it is the Centerville Boys Golf Tournament out at the Appanoose County Country Club. And it is this Sunday, the 20th, tee off at noon. Four-person bet shot, $200 per team. It's $50 if you want to sponsor a hole. And donations are needed for prizes for this. Fundraiser for the Big Red Boys Golf Program. They're trying to get some rain jackets and pants, and golf balls and golf shirts and hats and practice equipment. So if you are interested in playing some golf this Sunday or just making any sort of donation, get a hold of Carla Underwood at 895-0489. That's 895-0489, or Stacy Cochran at 895-2146. 895-2146. So let's go out and help the Big Red golf team. You've got some nice rain gear. It actually, when it's raining, it helps. I'm always out there competing, and you're just put on the rain gear.
Yeah, put on the rain gear and go. But your idea of rain gear is clubhouses.
That's absolutely right. You're 100% correct. All right, let's talk football. Coach Denny Whitlow and his 3-0 Mohawks. Well, Coach, boy, you knew this Friday night was, I guess, the night when you got a chance to see just where you are with this team, and it looks like where you are is a definite district contender.
Yeah, I think after the other night, we're definitely a district contender, and possibly right now, the way we look at it, Wayne might have been the best team in the district, and we might be the one with the target on our backs now of, somebody can knock us off. That's going to be what they're going to be doing now. So completely different thing that these boys have had to deal with the last 3 years of being in the bottom, looking up. So I'm hoping that, they're ready for that, but it was a nice win.
But with with the last couple of seasons not being obviously what you want, a lot of young guys. I know you've been gearing up and working towards being ready for this year when the guys are a little bit older. Now that you have beaten Wayne, you talk about a target on your back. You sense that all of a sudden you have gone from maybe nobody is aware to now everybody in the district is going to be like, okay, this is a good team. That have you talked to the boys about? It could change the way people come after you.
Yeah, Tuesday night we talked to the boys about that before practice started, and how we went from being a sleeper team to now being known and knocking Wayne off. They're going to have to prepare even more than what they have in the past. We've done a good job of preparing and staying pretty focused, but we said it's going to have to even up that tempo a little bit more and up that focus and even more dedication than what they had before if they want to continue this season do what they've been doing and try to run the table as best as we can.
Well, let's talk about the game with Wayne. It was obviously a close game with good games, which is going to be nice as well because your boys had to play 4 hard quarters and you get the win. So let's start with your offense. What went well for you guys there?
Like I told you before, we switched our offense up this year. We ran a little bit last year, but we're running a double wing type of offense, and we've always got some back going in motion. And Breyer, he'll spin one way or the other, and sometimes he'll spin and fake to both ways. And it's really kind of confusing our defenses that we're playing, and they have to sit a little bit longer. It's allowing our linemen doing. And they've been doing a great job going out and getting their blocks and sealing things off, but. We came out and we were able to put the first 12 points on the board. Breyer hit Avery Waybill on about a 50-yard pass play, and it looked kind of sloppy at both teams' first series. Wayne was kind of driving the ball down the field a little bit, and then we caused a fumble. We forced a punt. Then they had a pretty good punt, put us down on about the 10-yard line, and we bobbled our first 2 snaps. And we were a little bit nervous. We didn't convert, so we had to punt back to them. We bobbled the snap in the end zone, but luckily our punt team did a good job of holding them out, punted it back down to them, and we were able to stop them. And then Breyer found Avery for about, like I said, a 50-yard touchdown pass. And then we stopped them, came back, and we scored again. So we were up 12-0 at the end of the first quarter. We were feeling pretty good at that point in time. We knew the keeper kid that they had was going to be a very good running back, biggest challenge we'd had all year as a running back, and we knew they gave him the ball, and that's who they wanted to give it to. And Coach Bickle and I sat down last week and kind of had an idea of what we wanted to do to try to stop him, or at least slow him down and back that good. You're not going to completely stop, but we felt like we had ideas of slowing him down. We were able to do that. He did bust one then, about a 30, 40-yard run. And that was one thing we were wanting to try to eliminate. We wanted to force them to have to drive the ball, 60 yards, 50, 60 yards at least every drive. And what I've seen in the years I've coached, most high school teams can't do that unless you are one of the top high school teams. You're going to find some type of penalty, fumble, mistake, interception, but something's going to put you in a situation that you're not going to be in, and you can't do that consistently. And that's what we wanted to try to force Wayne to do, and that worked. I mean, they get a couple first downs every once in a while, and we come up big, either stopping them on put them in a situation they didn't want to be in, or our defense caused 8 fumbles the other night, or we recovered 8 fumbles, and that was something our kids were going out and they were hitting, and it wasn't just them bobbling the ball or making mistakes. Our kids were causing fumbles, and in the shows right now in the state, we're second in the state in fumble recovery. So, I mean, that's something that we've emphasized, and that's great. But halftime, we were up by a touchdown, 18-12, came back in the second half, and it was a dogfight the whole game. They came back, scored at the end of the third quarter, and tied it up at 18. And then we came back in the fourth quarter, and with about 5 minutes left, scored, put ourselves up 24-18. They came down and scored with 50 seconds left in the game to tie it up 24-24. And, maybe a little nervous at that point in time. We, not getting those big wins in the past, I just wanted to see how our boys were going to perform. Could they step up and rise to the occasion here, or were they going to, basically get nervous and make a mistake and not allow them to score that 2-point conversion. Our boys stepped up, and I was pretty confident after we came out of the huddle. They were like, let's do this. We got this. You know, they were confident going in overtime with Wayne. If it went to that point, what was going to happen? We were able to stop them, and they kicked off to us. And Chase Snyder, one of our tailbacks, they kicked a little bit short. He's our up man, and took it down the right sideline, right down their bench, right past their coaches, and for about a 60-yard touchdown with 40 seconds left. And they tried to run a hook and ladder at the end. They got it off. They did it. It was a sharp-looking play, but Briar Cochran took the right angle, hit Kiefer in the legs, put his helmet on the ball, fumbled. Chase Snyder jumped on it into the game right there. But I've definitely got a bigger bald spot in the back of my head now after that game. In my heart, I don't know, probably took a couple years off my life, but I was floating on cloud 9 all weekend. That was a great win for our program, and that's what we got to continue to do.
So now that you've got Wayne in the rearview mirror, who else in the district? Anybody else off to a 3-0 start, or anybody else making some noise?
Mormon Trail, they're 2-1 right now, and there's a big team. I mean, they are just big up front. I mean, their kids up front are about 250 apiece, and they're just pounders. I mean, they're hard-nosed kids, and they're going to be probably the most physical team that we're going to play all year. And we're just going to see how our boys respond to that. And it's just going to be something that, they're that 3 yard in a cloud of dust is what they look at. And we're going to have to just see if we can, stop that. And hopefully we'll be able to do that. And that's the other nervous thing about that. That's our homecoming week. And, as well as I do what homecoming weeks could be like, we'll have to stay focused for that. And then Twin Cedars, we got them close to the end of the season, and that'll be at their place. So we'll have to see how that goes. They throw the ball around a little bit more. They got a pretty good running back as well. They got some big linemen, and so that'll be those. We still got a couple of tough games, but hopefully our boys just continue to get better as the season goes on and can continue on this roll.
This week you're going to hop on a bus and you're going to take quite a trip. You got to go all the way over to Lamoni. I know Lamoni hasn't necessarily been all that impressive of yet, but do you worry at all about this? They call this the trap game. You're coming off a big win. Obviously, you're going to be favored against Lamoni. You got the long bus ride. Anything to be concerned about this week?
Lamoni, they're a well-coached team. They, won one of those playoff games last year, so those boys know how to win over there. They just Stanton, one of the teams they played pretty good. I think they might be ranked in the top 10, or they were early in the season. They played Essex and lost by 10 points to Essex, and then last week they beat Harmony, which Harmony is having a down year this year. But obviously they improved. They beat Harmony by about 50 points, so they can put some points on the board. They love to run the option over there, and so our boys are going to be well disciplined when we play them. And Coach Pickle and I have sat down and we kind of drew some things up and talked about a little bit more tonight. We were pretty happy with the way the boys responded tonight. Did a good job of shutting it down. Now that's your scout team, so it's going to be a lot different when we see Lamoni Friday night. But I think if the boys come out and play the way they can, the way they have been, we should be able to win. But you never can tell. Like you said, this could be one of those catch games where if they're not focused, then playing on a turf field, that's a big home field advantage for them. Graceland's field, they bring tape in, just a little bit different looks and things like that. So the boys will have to kind of focus on that and make sure they're prepared for that as well.
Talking to Coach Kenny Whitlow, his Mohawks 3-0 after a huge win against Wayne on Friday night at home. Now they're going to take the long road trip over to Lamoni this Friday night for another district matchup. You talked about Briar Cochran having a pretty good game. Obviously, you've still got some guys doing a great job up front for you, so I'll let you give some props to that offensive line that I know has been doing a great job for you.
Yeah, our offensive lineman we've got at our left guard is Quentin Castile, and he's been doing a really good job. He does a lot of our pulling. We pull, and he does a really good job, gets out front of our running backs, so they love following Hugh. He's a heck of a blocker. Makes those defensive backs nervous if he comes around the end and staring them down. Alex Floyd, everything. We don't run anything under center this year, so everything's shotgun snaps. The other night was the first one that Alex actually had a bad snap that went over Breyer's head. Everything else, all 3 games, he's done an excellent job with that. And he's been doing that for 3 years now. Again, we've changed things up this year, and he's responded to that and has done a great job. And then we've got Cole High. Cole was the one spot we didn't know coming in the year who was going to take that spot. And there's 2 or 3 boys fighting for it, and he really worked hard and practiced and has taken that position. And he took ownership of it, and he's done a great job there too. And we didn't know how that was going to go this year. We lost a really good lineman last year, Scott Close, and we weren't sure who was going to be able to step up and take that. And Cole's done an awesome job of that.
All right, Coach. Well, as always, thanks for stopping out. Congratulations on a great start to the season, and good luck over in Lamoni on Friday night. We'll look forward to visiting with you again next week.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
This is The Pitch on KCOG Centerville.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiwegian.com. That's dailyiwegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appomattox County.
We're talking local sports and a little bit more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch. Russ Oker, Chadley Kester, Josh Price, and coming up a little bit later on, of course, we will have our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge. Josh was off to a 2-0 start.
Yeah.
And then you fell to defeat.
I'm at 2-1, so
last
still above 500.
Was it Hill that got you in extra?
I think it was Coach. Yeah, I think it was Coach Evans.
Coach Evans got his first. Oh, yeah. So now he could even the score with a big win tonight. And
the overtime guru.
I'm not going to lie.
If you go in overtime with Coach, you know you're going to lose.
I don't know if I've ever seen him lose in overtime.
Yeah,
so,
he's clutch.
He's just got to get there.
Yeah.
Well, and I got to tell you, I think tonight's topic probably is more in his wheelhouse than yours. So we'll see, though. But you've surprised me before. No, it's not hockey. No, I don't think either one of us know anything about hockey, do it. But unless I ask,
I got the gist of it. I mean, already had all Wayne Gretzky. That's about it.
Here's player of all time, Gretzky. All right, Josh, you got some great things going on out here at Hy-Vee, and you're trying to give me a Camaro.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I just signed up.
You signed up.
Yeah, but stop out at Hy-Vee. Got a lot of great stuff. We have Hy-Vee boneless, skinless chicken breast for our meat department for just $1.98 a pound. New crop Gala apples, just 98 cents a pound. Jack's pizzas, $1.99 each, and Hy-Vee purified drinking water, 4 cases for just $10. Don't forget to check out our Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card if you haven't already got signed up for that. And don't forget to check out Hy-Vee Aisles online, where we can do the shopping for you and save you some time.
And Pancake Day is coming up here on the 26th, I believe.
Yeah.
Last Saturday.
We're about it all day. actually.
So talk to me about, I know Hy-Vee is very much involved with Pancake Day. You guys do quite a bit.
Yes, say Hy-Vee, we donate all the pancake mix, the syrup, the butter, to Pancake Day. So everything in the pancake tin, for all the free pancakes is donated by us. We've been doing that for several years now. And then, on the other side of it, we get, all the other stuff like that. They use our semi-trailer up there, so we have to coordinate getting the refrigerated trailer up there, the refrigerated Pepsi trailer. We acquire that for them. We get all the pop and all that kind of stuff. The chamber buys. They're good enough to come to us and do a ton of business with us. So we try to help them out as much as we can. And then I'll be up there all day. Our kitchen, Michelle will be up there with the grill and the food court over there on State Street, like she always is. So yeah, we have a large presence, and it's a busy weekend for us for sure.
And again, remember that is coming up here in just a couple of weeks, less than 2 weeks now, the 26th of
10 days according to the paper.
Yep.
A week from Saturday.
Yeah. My goodness. It'll be here before we know it. We will take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk volleyball. Coach Tom Hill and his Redettes, another big win last night, swept the Albion Blue Demons, and guys, we're all Centerville graduates. To sweep Davis County and Albion the same year, I mean, that is what's left. I mean, that's awesome.
If we throw a beaten like a Pella in there, you'd have it all. Some heavy duty stuff right there.
Big now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Great week though. I mean, the Hawkeyes disposed of Iowa State, and now our Redettes disposed of Albion. So things are going pretty well, really. It's in the big race.
Yeah, and it's only 50-50 for Coach Hill.
Yeah, he gets the Redette thing, but his Cyclones just didn't work out.
It didn't work out for him.
Life's not easy, okay?
No.
It's the good with the bad. It's tough, that's for sure. But we'll talk to Coach Tom Hill, who is clean-shaven tonight.
He is.
So his mother will be happy. She's going to be in my ear if she saw me tonight. I haven't got my razor today, but we'll take a break. We'll come back with more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch right after this.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos, and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square, open Monday through Thursday 9 to 5:30, Fridays 9 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
You are listening to KCOG Centerville. This is The Pitch presented by Hy-Vee, and it's time to talk to Coach Tom Hill about his red-hot Redettes. I'll tell you, Coach, boy, you're all smiles, and why not? This group of girls that's really getting the job done. You you went out last night, and we'll get back to the weekend in a moment because you had a solid weekend over Burlington. But yeah, I mean, we want to get right into the Albion thing because anytime we wall up the Blue Demons, such a good thing.
It was a good feeling last night. We went in with the mindset that this is would have been one of the first real road games for us this year. Actually, play on the road and especially in a conference match. It was our first conference match on the road, and whenever we go to Albion, it's always a great atmosphere, and Albion has a great crowd, and their kids. Obviously we kind of had a target on our back a little bit, and their girls were ready to play, and we started off the first game last night just a little not in sync, I'll put it that way, and we looked at Christy was taking stats, and she took some time to go back and look at her stats, and we figured out that we gave Albie scored 19 points in the first game against us, and we won 25-19. And of the 19, 15 of those were our errors, and of that first game, and it was either serving error or a serve receive error or just something that was our fault. And we talked to kids tonight about those. That thing can't happen to start, especially next week when we go to Eddyville. But then worked into the second game, our serving came around. Our serving really has been phenomenal for us. Really does some good things, keeping our opponent on the edge a little bit. In the second game, we got out to a nice lead and kind of did the same thing in the third game. And it was a fun game to be around. Both crowds were, like we were talking, a little rowdy, and student sections were getting after each other a little bit. And it was a neat high school environment, and it was neat to have that kind of environment last night because we know next week when we go to Eddyville, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. If not, it's going to be probably 4 or 5 notches, a little bit higher intensity. So it was a great night for Centerville Red Hat volleyball and Centerville itself, our community. See great people out there, our school. So it was great. It was a neat experience for us coaches and our kids, and we're feeling pretty good right now. So.
Well, you're where you wanted to be. You talked about it. You wanted to be undefeated conference-wise going into Eddyville Blakesburg. I think you expected it. You knew the girls had the ability to do that, and you got to feel good about the fact not only are they undefeated in conference, they have swept everybody in conference. So it's very clear that I think that comes with senior leadership and a group of girls that appear to be very, very focused.
Yeah, and I think that was the big difference that we talk about our Saturday a little bit. We went 5-1 over in Burlington, and we lost the game to Fairfield. That we would like to have that one back. We weren't ready to play that, and that was something that I think you ask any of our girls, they'd say, yeah, that was our bad. We should have been better prepared for that. We didn't keep up with the speed in that game, and we didn't do the things that I knew we could do. And that's what we have to be ready for next week when we go into Eddyville. Like you said, this is where we wanted to be. This was our expectation, and it's great to have kids that have worked as hard as they have, and to be able to do what they've done to get to this point. We thought, hey, this is a great opportunity. This is where you wanted to be at. So yeah, we're excited. We're really excited, and the kids, I think they're believing in themselves, and that's a huge piece of this game.
We'll grab a break. We'll come back. Plenty more with Coach Tom Hill right after this on High D's The Pitch.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full stock pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
You're listening to KCOG Centerville, talking local sports a little bit more. Right now we're talking volleyball with Coach Tom Hill. All right, so let's go back to Saturday, 5-1 on the day, and obviously, like you say, the girls would like to have another shot at that Fairfield match, but boy, you obviously went over there ready to play. I mean, you had to leave bright and early. A lot of us saw the pictures. Yeah, the girls camped out on the bus. Yeah. They woke up in time, apparently.
They did. You know, and I think it's, from a coaching standpoint, you sit there and go, hey, 5-1, that's a great day, you know, and it was a great day. And I'm not going to take anything away from our efforts and things like that. It's just, you know, when you're coaching a team like this right now that, you know, we talk about it, you know, you only get certain opportunities in your lifetime, you know, and this is the seniors' last year, and they're never going to get a chance to do this again. And, you know, you just hate to see opportunities go by the wayside just because of, you know, just a little bit of off effort. You know, you gotta be ready to play. And, you know, that was the only disappointment of the day. I thought that day went pretty smooth for us. We did a lot of good things. We were able to work on some things with some kids, play some different positions and things like that. But it was, you know, we haven't went over there, and we won the tournament 2 years in a row, probably like 09 and 10, I think. And then since then, we really haven't had those years like that. And it's you know, just one of those things that it was a neat day, but you just want more right now. You know, and I want more next Tuesday night. I think, I don't know what would happen, you know, or what's going to happen when that night comes and we see that's going to be a heck of a match over there. I know that. So
When was the Fairfield game? During the middle of the day?
No,
first game or
second match of the day.
was second? Wow.
Around here and there, and I think, you know, to start with, and Fairfield just came out and took it to us for a while. We were down 12-3, I think, in the first game, and we came back to get to 21-18 in the first game. Lost the first game 21-18, and the second one 21-18. So, I mean, just one of those things. But I don't know. I know last night that Saturday loss was kind of put on the back burner after last night, though. So I got to thank our crowd. It was kind of neat for our girls to, you know, we get on the bus and everything and riding home, and we get a phone call and they say, hey, make sure you drive by Dollar General really slow. And I don't think I've ever seen Dollar General's parking lot so jumping at 10 o'clock at night or whatever, because that thing there's people all over the place out there, and it was great great support for our girls, and they just love that. And then we get back to the parking lot at Lakeview, and I've never had a tunnel getting off a bus before, but we had a tunnel getting off the bus, which was neat for our girls. And I really appreciate all the support we get from our student body and our community. And it's such a neat thing to see, just see the respect and the I guess just happiness and positiveness that we're trying to bring to the community and to our school. So I tell you what, I'm just looking forward to Tuesday. We're getting ready for that. So.
Coach Tom Hill just read it now. Just how many wins? 3 losses, I know.
16. We're
16-3, and have we scratched the rankings yet? Any talk of that?
No, I don't know. We'll have to see on Thursday. Tomorrow they come out, so we'll see if we're there. But if we're not, that's okay. We'll be all right. So
We're going to grab a break, and then we're going to talk about this Eddyville Blakesford. I think Coach is ready to go right now if they'd let him. So we'll talk about Eddyville Blakesford and see if he did get in any trouble with his mom when we come back right after this.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced, lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold-class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold-class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiwegian.com. That's dailyiwegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appanoose County.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on High V's The Pitch. Coach Tom Hill is right at 16-3 on the year. And Eddyville Blakesford next Tuesday night. That's our next match, right?
That's the next match for varsity, yeah. We're taking I'll give a little shout out to our JV freshmen. Last night, Christy and the JV team got a win over there at Alvey also, and Tino and our freshmen went 3 games. They ended up losing their match, but got a nice game win over there, and both groups are making a lot of solid improvements. They're going to be we're taking our freshman JV to Winterset Saturday, and then we have a freshman JV home tournament next Monday. So that'll be kind of, if anybody's around to come out Monday night and see our freshman JV levels play, that's a positive night for us. But then, of course, like you said, Tuesday we're going over to Eddyville. So Eddyville right now, I believe last week they were ranked 5th in the state. They were 12-0 going into their weekend, and they went up and played in a big tournament. Get some pretty big schools, end up losing their first match of the season to Valley. But that's probably to be expected in theory. Valley's ranked in the top 10 in Class 5A, and Eddyville's 5th in 2A. But I don't know, they've had to replace their setter from last year. They had a great setter last year. They have a young libero that's doing a nice job, and of course they got their big gun on the outside, and Carly's a great player. Just does a lot of great things for them, and quite honestly, it's going to be, if you want to get right down to on paper, it's going to be probably Alyssa versus Carly and see who wins as far as kills go and what happens. And we need to have our kids, our mindset to be the best team, and I think we have a better team as a whole. And looking forward to seeing how this all shakes out. It's going to be a tough situation for us to go over there to their place. Their ceiling's lower, so it changes our game a little bit. Not as much this year as it was in the past. If we've got a nice handle on our passing and done a lot of good things that way this year. So, you think
the height of the ceiling really doesn't matter, but you get the lower level ceilings, and when you're passing stuff, we don't have to bounce balls off the top of the ceiling and around. And it's a little bit different for us. So it's going to be a lot of it. The court itself it's a smaller gym. It's going to be more, going to be a little more homey. So that's okay. But it's going to be a neat environment, and I'm just ready to play, like you said. Let's go ahead and get on.
You're ready to get right out there, right?
Yeah, we'll go play tonight. So,
do you get the same sense from the girls that they would get on the bus right now and go?
Tonight's practice was kind of laid back. We weren't real sharp and this and that, and then at the end we just kind of started talking about things, and you could just see you saw that little twinkle in their eye a little bit, like, yeah, this is the real deal now. This is what we have worked for all year, and it's just, you get an opportunity, and I think they're going to be ready. I just really do. And like you said earlier, the senior leadership is huge, and and even our young kids, are stepping into the roles, and they're playing them solid. And I can't ask much more of this group right now. This has been a great time. It's fun to coach kids like this, and especially like last night, to see all the fun that see our kids have so much fun. I mean, that's why you coach, is you see this kid that experience what they experience and remember these kinds of things. And we go and pull this off on Tuesday night. I told him last night, I said 16-3 is pretty cool, but 17-3 would be really awesome. So,
well, let's get a big crowd next Tuesday night. It's been tremendous the support these girls have gotten. We expect that to continue next Tuesday night in Benedictville.
And I think we're taking a prep bus up there. So if anybody, I think there's which we usually don't do, which is a pretty neat deal. I don't know if you can get a hold of school or whatever, but we're taking the prep bus. I think it's leaving at 6. So get a hold of school and have, check it out if you want to try to get on the bus and go up. So,
all right. Well, Coach, before we let you go, now the word that Chad and I received is that you did get grounded for a week. Your mother had a doghouse. You've been put in the doghouse, and you've been grounded and have to eat your broccoli now.
Mom was a little unhappy. I was on the radio and not clean shaved a little bit. So she goes, "No." She's like, "You kind of made me sound old and mean." And I was like, "No, that's not the way it is." But I said, "Mom, it's okay. I'll make sure I'm shaved next week." So I did that. So actually, I did that this morning. So make sure, Mom, I'm good. So
he looks great. So now, where is your mother?
Mom and Dad live back in Wellman, Iowa, just actually south of Iowa City. So I grew up as a Hawkeye fan. So we were.
Good for you.
So I told you last week.
Anyway,
I did, and our mascot was the Golden Hawks. So I have a ton of black and gold stuff from high school. So, it's always fun to get back and see Mom and Dad on the farm there and stuff. So I miss getting back to the farm every once in a while. But
you're kind of fancy yourself a tractor guy.
I am a tractor guy. Yeah,
tractor guy.
I kind of dabble in tractors a little bit. So.
You see his post on Facebook. It's either the girl sleeping on the bus or a tractor. That's
my life: tractors and volleyball. So.
Well, we can assure your mother that we're going to keep you in line here on the pitch, and if you give us any trouble, we'll be sure and give her a phone call.
Please do. She'll appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Don't go away. It is time now for our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge, as Josh Bryce is 2-1 here in the fall season. Coach Evans got his first win last week in overtime against Bryce, and Chad and Coach Hill are still looking for a victory. So we all can't be winners. Sprinkles are for winners. Okay, guys. Now this is going to be a matchup game, so I'm going to give you some names. Write these down. Paul Johnson, Scott Schaefer, and spelling is not important. Kyle Whittingham, Jim Mora, and Gus Malzahn. Now, that's what Malzahn. Those are 5 gentlemen who are head football coaches of Division I football programs. I'll read them through again real quick. Paul Johnson, Scott Schaefer, Kyle Whittingham, Jim Mora, and Gus Malzahn. Those are 5 Division I college football coaches. Now, I'm going to give you 7 schools, just to make it a little tougher on you, and you got to match what school these guys coach. All right? I'm going to give you 7 schools, which means 2 of them don't even come into play here. Clemson, Auburn, Utah, UCLA, Boise State, Syracuse, and Georgia Tech. Now, you got to match the coach with the school that he's currently employed by. We'll take a break. We'll see how they did on the Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
This is Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. Since the summer of 1987, I have been helping people with their IRA investments. I have many clients that contribute money into an IRA on a monthly basis, but I also have many retired clients that are receiving money on a monthly basis to help pay bills. That's called cash flow. Having an adequate amount of cash flow is very important. I give people monthly cash flow from their employees' retirement plans. We put the money into an IRA and then set up a systematic withdrawal plan that can be sent directly into your bank account. It's safe and convenient. I have many safe options for your retirement plan distribution from your employer. I'm Henry Ortman at the Annuity Shop in Centerville. I've been in business since 1987.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that Jim Ireland Menswear on the Square in Centerville has a nice selection of Big Reds, Hawkeyes, Cyclones, and even UNI apparel? That's right. If you're looking to show your team spirit, check out Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. You'll find golf shirts, jackets, caps, and sweatshirts, all with your favorite team logos and all at Jim Ireland Menswear. Jim Ireland Menswear on the south side of the Centerville Square. Open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5:30, Fridays, 9 to 7, and Saturdays, 9 to 5.
The Flower Teak in Centerville is your one-stop shop for all your floral needs. We carry a large selection of fresh-cut flowers, green plants, memorial stones, candles, wreaths, barn quilts, and other great gift ideas. We provide fast, same-day delivery and treat you as our #1 customer. Whether you are planning a large event such as a wedding or simply know someone needing cheering up, we can help. Let our friendly staff help you choose the right flowers or gift to fit your needs. Flower Teak on the northeast corner of the Centerville Square. Call 437-4131, visit flowerteak.com, or find us on Facebook.
Nothing brings out the warmth and style of your home like new flooring. J&L Flooring in Centerville is family-owned and operated, and they're located on the east side of the Centerville Square. Give them a call today at 856-6331. That's 856-6331. J&L Floor Covering carries a complete line of floor coverings at the most competitive prices, and they hire only the most qualified professional installers. Call J&L Flooring today at 641-856-6331. That's 856-6331.
All right, we're talking local sports a little bit more, and it's time to find out how we did on our Power Insurance Hall of Fame Challenge. Judging by the reaction, Chad does not seem overly confident.
No, I didn't
win tonight. Coach Hill seemed very confident. Coach Evans.
I wanted to phone a friend and Coach Kovac.
So I'll start by telling you the two schools I gave you that are not in play here. Their head coach was not mentioned, and that is Boise State and Clemson.
Yeah.
Their coaches were not mentioned here tonight.
That's showing up.
Well, Gus Malzahn, if you pay any attention to college football at all, you should know is at Auburn, because he coached him in a national championship game just a couple of years ago, and he came from the ranks of high school and all that. So he's at Auburn. Jim L. Mora is at the University of California, Los Angeles, so UCLA. Kyle Whittingham is at Utah. Scott Schaefer's at Syracuse. And Paul Johnson is not just the name of our football field, he's also the head coach of Georgia Tech. So, 5 for 5 over here. Anybody else? No? Coach Evans, 4 for 5. Chad, did you get any?
Yeah, I got one.
So Coach Tom Hill gets a win. He gets on the board in the fall season. Congratulations to him and his Redettes. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll talk football with Coach Chuck Evans right after this on Hy-Vee's The Pit.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
can.
Sells and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon is proud to be a part of the Pitchfork Show. Give Sells and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sells and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corridon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. Lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
We're talking local sports a little bit more on Hy-Vee's The Pitch. Russ Oker, the Hall of Famer Chad Lee Kessler, and Coach Chuck Evans joins us now to talk Big Red football. And Coach, obviously, everybody had high hopes for last week, and it didn't work out. It's kind of one of those games that I suppose, I don't know, as a coach, I think you say, all right, let's talk about Clark. I mean, you can't do anything about it now, but certainly not what we wanted to see last Friday night.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Russ. It was really frustrating, especially after the effort we had against Knoxville. And, Knoxville's a big, strong football team, and I really thought, okay, we kind of got over the hump, being scared of playing big kids and getting after it and all that. And we got down quickly to PCM, fumble to the ball on our 20-yard line. PCM went and scored, and then we just kind of clustered for a while. But then we got punt block and took it in for a touchdown, missed the extra point, and it was 7-6. And I thought, okay, now we can settle down. But then we just a lot of mental errors, which just drives you nuts as a coach. You'll take physical errors. I mean, kid trying to get effort for a second effort with the ball and fumbles or something to that nature. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. But just the mental errors and had another fumble and another interception and just kids not doing their responsibilities. It just drove you nuts. And yeah, it's easy from what you said. You wipe the slate clean. You get ready for Clark. But from the coaching staff, it really eats at you. And sometimes, you think the coaches take a little bit harder than kids, just from the standpoint that you work so hard and you try so many things to get the kids ready to play, and then they give you an effort like that. And it comes back to the head coach. I mean, if I don't get them ready and get them going and get them fired up to play, and then you got to kind of reevaluate what you're doing and try to figure out, okay, well, what can we do to get the team going? Because I think we really do have a decent ball club, but everybody's got to play on the same page, and that was not the case against PCM. And it's really frustrating, but like you said, you got to get ready for Clark, and that's what this week of practice is all about.
Well, let's touch on one thing that was absolutely amazing, and that's the catch that Hunter Cowan made. You've been around high school football a lot of times, a lot of years. That's got to be right up there with about as good a catch as you can make at the high school level.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the whole play itself, you call it, and Brett made a great throw. I mean, it's one of those throws that he's either going to catch it or it's going out of bounds. Nobody else is going to have it. Hunter went up there and fingertip grab, pulled it in, and got his feet down, and we got the 6 points. And you're sitting there going, wow, and I know the guys from upstairs got even a better look at it. And their reaction on the headsets, that they thought, wow, here we go. And that's what, that's what gets you excited. And not only from a coaching standpoint, but from the spectator and the participant and everything. You see that, and you see the kid make a great effort to get it. And you're going, man, okay, now here we go. And we just didn't hit the button to get going to that next level. And it's really, again, frustrating. But yeah, you got to tip your hat. Hunter Cowan's a senior. He's been around for 3 years now at the varsity level, and he acts like a senior, and he acts like this is his senior year, and he's putting forth the effort and good leadership. And I know I go up and watch Coach do his defensive back drills, and Hunter, he does them consistently well each time he does them. Coach doesn't have to get on him and, say, hey, let's hustle up or whatnot. Hunter knows what's going on. And we have a defensive back drill every night. Coach is working with him, and we just have a sequence of things. We say pass, ball, and obviously if we intercept it. And tonight we weren't yelling it out as a team like defensive backs should. And two kids doing it. It was Brett Kozrovich and Hunter Cowan. And this coach had enough of it, so he blew a whistle and said, okay. And before I could say, okay, you're going to take a lap around the field for not saying what you were supposed to be saying, Hunter was already gone. And he knew exactly what had been getting done. And that's, the kind of leadership and the kind of things you see from a senior that's taking responsibility, and Hunter's done that.
Defensively, we talked last week that in the first few weeks, PCM had shown basically two different offenses. We weren't 100% sure what we were going to see from them. It looked like that, maybe middle mistakes or whatever, it looked awful easy for them. Did they show us what we thought we would see? It didn't look like a spread offense.
Well, yeah, we thought they were going to come with like two packages. One was going to be the passing attack, either out of a spread or some type of look, and the other one was going to be the double type power eye look, which was either running ISO or the power or the toss. And Coach Kovac, he watches a lot of film, and he pretty much knew what was coming at us. And our concern going into the game was we're green, meaning we're young at the corners with a couple of sophomores. And I'm not taking anything away from the sophomores, but it is a learning experience, and you got to learn on the job. And everybody up front's got to get some pressure on the quarterback. Don't give him time to throw, because I knew with those senior receivers that they had that they would start figuring us out from the standpoint of what those sophomores can and can't do, and they took advantage of it. And the one that was probably the backbreaker was the one right before halftime that they got in with about, I think, 24 seconds to go before half. But from that perspective, it was my fault. From the standpoint of the offensive side, we got the ball deep in our territory, and I was trying to get some points on the board before halftime. And I should have backed it off. I should have just went with the goal line package and just ran the clock out and gone to halftime being down 2 scores instead of 3. But sometimes you just kind of get over aggressive as a coach. You try and get points on the board, so you kind of get some momentum going in at halftime. But again, our defense is playing hard. They're getting after it. But when you have younger kids that are learning on the job, it gets exposed, and gets exposed quick when you have a senior quarterback and senior receivers, and they took advantage of it.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look forward. We'll talk about this game coming up with Clark. That is a game that the Big Reds have got to go get. It's on the road. There's just a varsity game, and we'll visit with Coach about that game and about the health of the team. It sounds like we're about as healthy as we've been since week 1 anyway. We'll get the details on all of that. We'll come back right after this on High Beats the Pit.
Hello, this is Billy Thomas of the Thomas Funeral Home. Have you considered the benefit of advanced funeral planning? You plan for your first car, your first home, your children's college, and your retirement. Planning makes sense. Guaranteed pricing, peace of mind, and the alleviation of stress on your family are just a few of the benefits of advanced funeral planning. Please feel free to pick up the phone or stop by the funeral home with any questions regarding advanced funeral planning.
Call the Thomas Funeral Home in Centerville at 856-4321 or in Bloomfield at 664-2353. Chico Construction provides a complete line of excavating equipment for all your water, sewer, and building needs. Whether it be residential, commercial, or agricultural, Chico Construction can help. Serving Centerville and Southern Iowa for more than 40 years. Call Dave McCann at Chico Construction, 895-1980. That's Dave McCann at 895-1980. Chico Construction. For all your excavating needs, remember,
McCann can.
Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon is proud to be a part of the Pitch Sports Show. Give Sales and Associates a call today at 888-767-0239. That's 888-767-0239. Call them locally in Centerville at 856-3375. That's 856-3375. For all your insurance needs, call Sales and Associates Cook Insurance in Centerville and Corydon. Seasons are changing and winter will be here before we know it. So what are you waiting for? It's time to play some golf. lots of golf before winter. Call the Preserve on Rathbun Lake at 724-1400. That's 724-1400. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake is Southern Iowa's premier 18-hole championship golf course. It is a beautiful facility, and they have a full-stocked pro shop as well. So you can not only play your best, but you can look your best, and you can have the finest equipment available. The Preserve on Rathbun Lake. Call 724-1400.
7:45 is your time. We are talking local sports a little bit more on High Knees to Pitch. Coach Chuck Evans is trying to rally the troops and get something done this Friday night as you head up to Clark. And Coach, anybody that's been around football the last few years knows that this is a Clark team that is hungry for a win. And you mentioned it off the air. I'll guarantee you that they're looking at us and going, well, here's a team we can go get. And if our boys aren't ready, that will happen. I know you preach that in practice. But let's talk specifically about Clark. You watched the film. I think they're better than they have been from what I hear. So talk to me about their team.
Well, yeah, they're just from the film and everything, they look more organized. They also look like they're more aggressive. Their tackling's a lot better than it was a year ago at this time. They have a new coach that has come in. He's playing a lot of young kids, but those young kids are not too small young kids. They're 6 foot, 6'2", and over 2 bills at various positions in the offensive line and in the backfield. He was a kind of unique offensive package with Maryland I, but he's got 2 of the guys in the Maryland I that are down in a 4-point stance, basically coming at you low and getting after it. And when they break out of that, going to their shotgun formation, that's more of a passing attack. So we've been really trying to get the kids aware of the formations and what the tendencies are out of the formation. And then from a defensive standpoint, it looked like from the film that Northbrook had they've got some very quick kids, but they had advantage in running the ball on the outside and also throwing the ball. They run a 4-4, but they bring the outside linebackers up on the line of scrimmage, and similar to what PCM did last week, but they don't come as hard off the edge like PCM was doing to us. They kind of more hang back in the flat area. So we just got to take the ball to them and, go and play solid, no-nonsense football, quite honestly. Defensively, we got to fly the football and recognize formations and what the tendencies are, and everybody do their assignment, talk, and I know Coach Kovacs put together a game plan and get after it. And from an offensive standpoint, tonight was just a horrible practice from an offensive standpoint. I don't know what was going on. Some of the kids acted like we never ran the plays before, and so we talked after the practice, and I just was quite honest with them. I said, if you don't get your act together and get focused on this game come Friday night, the headlines in the Des Moines Register come Saturday or Sunday morning, you're going to read Clark Osceola snaps their 20-game or 21-game losing streak against Centerville. I mean, that's the nature of the game, and coaches don't play, the kids do, and it's not a lack of preparation. It's just kids got to get, head screwed on straight and go over there and know that they can win this football game and play like they did against Knoxville. We know they're capable of doing it. It's not like we haven't seen it. We've seen it. And now we just got to find that button and get them focused and get them turned on like they were against Knoxville.
Talk about your quarterback, Brett Kosrich, and where you think he's at in his development. He's a junior. He's obviously got a lot of tools, good arm, big kid. He's had some success this year. Still learning, obviously. So give me your thoughts on where he's at in his development.
Well, he's coming along each game. Last game against PCM, he tucked the ball down, took off with it, and ran. And that means the defense has to make him accountable in the defensive scheme, which helps. Means they can't just drop the 10 guys back, or not 10 guys, but drop 7 and rush 4. Rush 6 and drop 5 and not really worry about the quarterback taking off running. So by him getting out there and running a little bit makes a linebacker or somebody that have to be responsible for him. So that means it opens up more passing lanes for our receivers. He's got some good receivers in Hunter Cowan and Tate Felton, and Dawson McSweeney has shown his sparks this year of being a good receiver. And, a running back situation with Misitich and Cardani back there, they should get us some good yards. So our play action passing should be good to go with. And he just needs, right now in his development, he just needs to really take charge. And like on their screens and everything he does there, he's got to hold the ball a little bit longer. So like I told him, you got to sit in there and just take it. You might release it and get hit, But when you release it and you get hit, that usually means your receivers are getting open and getting some big plays. So it's still, an experienced process, but he's coming along pretty good.
Talking football with Coach Chuck Evans, the Big Red's going to take on Clark this week on Friday night, and just a varsity game this week, so it'll be a little bit different.
Yeah, it is a little bit different. A freshman, we brought up the sophomores that have been playing fresh soft, and so they've gotten a week of practice with us, and again, another evaluation time for them, what they can and can't do. So we kind of watched them. And then last night, Coach Johnson's son started his competitive high school, or junior high career, I should say, at the 7th grade level. And so he went up to watch his son play against Eddyville Blakesburg and report both the junior high teams won, which is good sign. And so I went, and Coach Mahalovich and I, we took the freshmen down while the varsity coaches went team defense last night. And it's fun to go down and see the kids. We did a little tackling drill. We did a little fumble drill. We ran through the blaster and then went over the dummies, and then we brought one of the high jump mats down, and they could give their best dive into the end zone look, and so they had fun with that. And then at the end of practice for about 15-20 minutes, I was fortunate enough to go over to England this summer and watch the British Open, and then before we came back, we stopped off in Dublin, Ireland, and rugby is a big sport in Ireland, and we're in one of the stores there, and they're selling rugby balls, so I bought one. And so I brought it to practice last night, and so we divided up the freshmen equally, and we had a game of rugby. I explained the rules real quick, and boy, they got after it. It was fun to watch. They were having fun, laughing, and getting after it, and tackling, and all that stuff. And toward the end, one of the kids goes, this is fun, but boy, this is a lot of work. And I said, yes, it is. And so we had our first rugby game, and the kids had fun. And I was in school today, and they all coming up to me, going, "Hey, that rugby was kind of fun, Coach." And I said, "Well, good." And that's what it's supposed to be. And then Coach Johnson, I had practice with them again tonight, and they'll get tomorrow and Friday off, and they'll get ready for Monday when the Big Blue comes down here and plays us. And so they'll get ready and get healthy this weekend, as they say, and so they'll be ready to go next Friday.
And let's talk about your health. I think this is, from what I'm hearing anyway, I know Trey Reinhardt's still not back, getting closer there, but it sounds like you got Briar Cowan back, and as a whole, maybe as healthy as we've been in a little while.
Yeah, we are. We got Briar back. He's coming back, and he'll be out on the field, obviously, in his senior year. He wants to get back in the mix. You're exactly right. Trey will probably be another week, maybe 2 weeks away before he comes back with us. We got some bumps and bruises like you normally have. Growth through shoulder is, not 100%, but it's good enough to play with. The one concern I have right now is Tate Dalton's got a hip, and he wasn't able to practice with us offensively tonight. And so it's going to be probably a game-time decision with him on Friday if he's going to play or not. That could be a big question mark. If he's not good to go Friday night, or really tomorrow night, if he's not able to practice tomorrow night, then we're going to have to really kind of, check and see what we can do with him on Friday, because his health is always the main concern. We want to make sure that he's able to, not only play football, but I know basketball's coming up for him, and we just want to make sure that he's able to do that too. So we might have to make some hard decisions come Friday concerning Tate, but everybody else should be ready to go except for Trey.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with the wrap-up with Coach Chuck Evans on Ivy's The Bench.
Henley Dental in Centerville offers a full range of dental services, from regular exams to dental cosmetics. Henley Dental can help with all of your dental needs. Call today at 856-4103. That's 856-4103. They offer Clear Correct and porcelain veneers to help make that smile look better. And Dr. Nick Henley would like to remind you of the importance of scheduling a regular exam. You should have your teeth examined and cleaned every 6 months. To schedule your exam today, call 856-4103. That's 856-4103. Dr. Nick Henley at Henley Dental, 203 West Washington in Centerville.
There's no place like home, and there's no place like Northside Insurance to insure your home. We're your hometown insurance agency, which means we know you by name and will take time to understand your insurance needs. We can also help with your other insurance, such as auto, boat, farm, and business. Together with Allied Insurance, we'll design the insurance package that fits your needs. Call us today at 856-3333.
Quote to claim, we take care of you. Northside Insurance.
They don't build cars like they used to, and they don't repair them like they used to either. Today's vehicles contain advanced lightweight materials and safety features like crumple zones and airbags that help protect your family. Repairing them properly after a collision requires up-to-date training. RK Auto Body has it. We're among only 10% of shops to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class business. When you pick a collision repair shop, make the smart choice for your family's safety. Choose gold class trained repair professionals. Choose RK Auto Body. RK Auto Body is located at 21317 Highway J46 Centerville, or call them at 641-856-2500. Founded in 1864, the Daily Iowegian is one of the oldest businesses in Centerville. Keep up on local news, sports, and all community events by reading the Daily Iowegian. You'll also find them online at dailyiowegian.com. That's dailyiowegian.com, where you'll find the latest in local news and much more. Subscribe today by calling 856-6336. That's 856-6336. The Daily Iowegian, the newspaper that cares about Appaloosa County.
You're listening to The Pitch on KCOG Centerville. A couple of reminders here. The Centerville Big Red Boys Golf Tournament fundraiser for the golf team this Sunday. Tee off at noon at the Appaloosa County Country Club. 4-person best shot, $200 a team. And hole sponsors, $50. Get a hold of Carla Underwood, 895-0489, 895-0489, or Stacy Cochran at 895-2146. And the Indian Hills Golf Tournament coming up the Sunday after Pancake Day. So get a hold of the folks out at Indian Hills to get involved in that. And Emily Lewis got 11th at Oskaloosa last night in cross country. And that was our best finish. Talented young lady. She's going to do some big things.
Russ, if I may, I just want to thank everybody last Friday night for the, honor of 9/11 victims and everything. And we came down and was able to hear the last part of what you read. And, the fire department coming down, raising the flag, the veterans, the fire department, police, and everybody that made the tunnel. Everything associated with that was so first class, and it was really proud to be the head coach of the Centerville Big Reds, even though the outcome of the game didn't go the way we wanted. But I know a lot of people put a lot of time into that, and it made the community look really good. So hats off to everybody that was involved in that, and it was a very special night.
It was quite an honor, and absolutely a lot of credit to a lot of people. I know Susan McDaniel had a lot to do. She worked hard on the script that I read, and Amy Donovan worked on that as well. And it was great to see the veterans down there, and a proud moment. It reminds you we want to win, but it definitely reminds you that football is a pretty small piece of the puzzle. So, speaking of football, Coach, Friday night, it's early in the season. Actually, we're about halfway through, I guess, when you look at the high school season, but it feels like a must-win for the Big Reds. Is that, I don't want to put any undue pressure on the boys, but for this, get this one.
It is what it is. And it's like I said, you're going up against a team that hasn't won in a couple of years, and we're going into the game, which team shows up. The one that we've seen against Sheraton and PCM, or the one that showed up the first half and first three quarters, I guess, against Knoxville. And, for the life of me, we're trying to figure out where can we hit that hot button for the Knoxville, because, me personally, I'm very frustrated from the standpoint the kids aren't having success. They're putting in some good hard work, but we all got to come together as a team, and everybody's got to get on the same page. And when we do that, we're not that bad, quite honestly. Then when we go our kind of individual ways, or we have breaks down and fingers get pointed and things start chirping and stuff like that, it's very frustrating from a head coach's perspective to see that on their sideline or hear it. And we got 24 hours. We got practice tomorrow night. We got to get things shored up, and then we get on that bus and we're going over to Clark. And the goal is to come back with a win. There's no doubt about it. This coach is going over to win, and that's what he wants to do. And hopefully the boys will buy into it and get on there and do the same thing. Because once you win, you get a taste of that. You don't want to give it up. And this is a great opportunity for us to get our first win.
Well, the Big Reds play varsity only Friday night. Let's get a big crowd over there to Clark and cheer on our Centerville Big Reds. If you can't make the game, Mike O'Connor will do what he does and bring it back to you here on KCOG. He and Mark Decker will have the call. Henry Ortman usually joins him on the road. And Mike O'Connor is actually going to host the show here next week. So we're excited to have the old crafty veteran will be hosting the Pitch Sports Show next week. I'm going to go to Colorado and watch the Pirates play the Rockies. So hopefully we're still in the race when I get there. But we'll see how it's going tonight. But we will check that out. Going to go out. That's where I'll be. A big thanks to Mike O'Connor for stepping up, and we'll put a little pressure on Josh because he's going to have to help you with some of the technical side, at least till you get out here. But we look forward to that. And Mike O'Connor will be hosting the Pitch Sports Show next week, so he'll get a chance to talk about the Redettes beating Eddyville-Blacksburg and the Big Reds beating Clark. So he should have a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. All of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee, thank you so much for having us out here each and every week. And I remind you, when you see these sponsors or when you're out here at Hy-Vee, you see Josh, you see any of the managers or Cole, tell them thanks because without them, this show wouldn't be possible. And they've been gracious sponsors and supporters of this show now for probably 6 or 7 years now out here at Hy-Vee. We've been coming out here, and we certainly appreciate their support and all of our sponsors. RK Auto Body, Northside Insurance, Chico Construction, Henley Dental, Cook Insurance, Flower Tea, Thomas Funeral Home, Haley Weekend, The Preserve, Henry Orban at the Annuity Shop, J&L Flooring, Jim Ireland Menswear, Power Church World Hall of Fame Challenge, and our presenting sponsor, Hy-Vee. For Chad Lee, Josh Bryce, and all of our guests tonight, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Russ W. Oker saying so long.